Alright, video, draft science. Comments, just a couple. This Truth Quest guy just won't go away. He doesn't make videos, he just posts his stupid Tesla image on things. And does his obnoxious preaching. But Jesus said, but God said. It's not an argument, asshole. You don't do that. I mean, nobody would rationally go on a evolution of Darwin video and then post this babble, this fucking juvenile religious crap, and have any such expectation. Why don't you have the balls? Why don't you make a video devoted to your god Tesla and then allow me to go into the comments section? I'll just post a bunch of gratuitous crap about Einstein said, Einstein proved, and Einstein did this, and Einstein did that. Now, even though I hate Einstein, right, I'll just do it to irritate the fuck out of you, you fucking little weasel. I mean, this is just so obnoxious. You're not going to convince me of this crap. I found a better answer, jackass. I don't need your ether. I don't need your little faggoty waves. I don't need any of that shit, you jackass. You know, and then the superior mind guy sits there and plays with this guy. I'm just like saying, I thought he got a little bit of this. I mean, it's just so irritating. So he says something correct. Light, magnetism, plasma, whatever that is, gravity, electricity, are all the same thing, i.e. energy, manifest in different forms, frequencies, through a medium. They're not all at frequencies, you jackass. That's the whole fucking point. Where's your frequency in magnetism? Where? Where's the frequency in gravity? Oh, yeah. No evidence of that, jackass. Through a medium, i.e. ether. The medium doesn't make any sense. It just clogs the whole thing up. What's the point of having this idea that, okay, I have this thing called energy inside the matter, and now the matter touches the ether, and it pokes the ether, it goes boink, 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 and then the thing travels all the way across the medium, hits the matter again, and then the ether goes to the matter, bink, 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 bink. And the little bink bink is stuck inside the matter for 10,000 years, a million years, a billion years. And then someday something bink binks it inside the matter, and another bink bink, and then it just, oh, let's go back into the ether and bink bink across the ether. And we'll call it a wave, even though it's a straight fucking line. I mean, you're really going to deny that I could make a single photon? You dumbass. You really don't think that's possible, that there could be just a little stream of light, isolated, that's it. So there's no wavefront, there's no spreading, there's none of this crap. It's one little tiny photon, goes across space and touches your frickin' eyeball. There's no wave involved. There's a frequency, you stupid shit. Oh god, it's just so stupid. One could not talk about each of those as separate things unto itself. But they are separate things in the sense that they have distinguishing characteristics, idiot. That matters. They're not very significant in the sense that obviously the frequency of the entire, what's called the electromagnetic spectrum of photons, the only thing different is they're at a different frequency. That's the rate they arrive at, idiot. Something less than the speed of light. That's what a frequency is made out of. That's why they call them nanoseconds. It's because there's time between the frequency of the arrival of the thing moving at the speed of light. Perhaps we as humans choose to do so, but the truth is that all those things are basically the same thing in different forms, i.e. energy, la 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 la. Yes, you know, fuck you. Energy stored how? Why does it need an ether? It wouldn't. I mean, it's kind of silly to call it energy if it can't get anywhere. You call it crippled then. If it can't go from here to there without taking the ether train, okay, I'd call that pretty unenergetic. Fuckhead. No, photons don't fly out shit. They don't hit shit. Wrong. Says you. With what evidence? With what diagram? With what anything? Do you have anything at all? No. You provide nothing. You have no explanation for exactly what you're talking about. How the fuck these layers of matter, I mean, first you have the matter of the LED creating the light, then you have the glass that's also the lights going through and all these mediums. You don't have any explanation for how your little fucking ethery crap happens. Where's the ether begin and where does the matter begin, jerk? Jackass, motherfucking cunt. Where's your little perturbation, your little vibration, your little whatever it is, your little wavy thing? How's your little wavy thing trapped in the matter, you stupid shit? You got nothing. Light is an electromagnetic wave, says you. And it does what? And it is how shaped, and it is in what structure, and how the fuck does it exactly interact with the magical ether? Wave in the fabric of ether. Again, the fabric of ether. So he's calling Einstein tards, and he's talking about fabrics of ether. What's the difference? How are you anything less than an Einstein tard, you tard? You're creating this fake place where stuff, somehow you can push it with a pusher, that somehow it's not a pusher when it's in the ether. It's something being pushed. you know, if I want to make waves in water, I have to push it with something. I have to hit it with something. I don't ether it into motion. I don't wave it into motion. I aggressively distort it with something called energy, shithead. No such thing as particle of light. Well, I'm saying there's no such thing as wavy little mishy-mushy, leprechaun-y, floaty, whatever it is that you're saying there is, shithead, that you can't even draw a picture of it. You can't make it understandable in any way whatsoever. This fake nonsense that there's this fabric and I put a bunch of waves in it and then they just bounce around waving, lumping. The little lumps go lumping about. No such thing as a particle light, although you can look at it as wave-particle duality thingy. Oh, that's just so interesting. I don't really choose to do that, though, because that would be, like, childish and stupid. Kind of like a wave on the ocean. But you know what the ocean's made out of? The medium is made out of something. Newsflash. The ocean isn't fabric. The ocean isn't ether. Okay, the ocean we know is made of stuff that's compacted and compressed by actual energy. Would you call that wave of hydrogen or wave of oxygen, or we call it a ripple in space-time? Neither all at the same time, actually. No, I call it matter, which is a bunch of discrete bits caught in orbits, which is a concept that's quite obviously taking place in the big universe. It's quite obvious that the big universe has lots of things orbiting each other. Jackass. Things. Discrete things. The same applies to light. Well, says you with no evidence at all. You just say so. Well, fuck you. Do that someplace else, cunt. Ether space-time is made up of non-energized photons. Well, gee, isn't that exciting? Non-energized waves that aren't waving. They just want to wave, but they can't until some wave hits them. Oh yeah, that's so much simpler than just having a photon hit a photon. Oh yeah, it's much easier, it's much more sensible to turn them into wavy-tons. Once you pass a wave of energy through it, whatever, it doesn't go through it quite obviously. It wouldn't be a wave then, would it? Depending on which frequency, you may create visible light. You can't create. Alright, all you can do is change the amount, and so that's another thing where your stupid little wavy theory isn't going to explain the discreteness of the energy levels of these things. Okay, it is quantizable. Only a certain amount of infrared will convert into a certain amount of ultraviolet, and it's completely it's like the number of bullets. If you shoot all the bullets, you can have 50 bullets. If you shoot them with a machine gun, yeah, you used them all up in 0.2 seconds. You shoot them with a regular handgun with a trigger, well, that might take you 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 seconds to shoot the bullets. Idiot. There are no separate particles of light traveling through empty. Says you again with absolutely no evidence. Just your declaration of the goddamn truth will take your fucking missionary work and shove it up your ass and take it some fucking place else. You're not making a rational argument. You're just making declarations, you stupid cunt, and providing absolutely zero evidence. And Simmerstein's space-time is not good enough of an explanation. Well, you think yours is? You're vacant, absent any evidence whatsoever, not one coherent example of where I could go find one of these stupid wavy things? It's either made up or non-energized particles. It's ether made up of non-energized particles. Again, so he's arguing that somehow they're particles now. So now the ether isn't electromagnetic wavy things waiting to wave. Now it's particles. Does that make sense to anybody here listening? Was he talking, is the ocean full of particles? Okay, I mean really, is that what he was just saying? Didn't he just call it some sort of electromagnetic wavy thingy? Wavy particle duality thingy? Now he's calling it a particle. That when energized can produce light. Well, how exactly do they produce light? The one particle moves, right? It doesn't produce light by creating a whole bunch of moving particles, does it? If I have one photon, don't I just get one photon, one moving particle, fuckhead? I think Einstein already proved that one, you stupid shit. I mean, with actual experiments, you stupid shit. Unlike you, with nothing. The closest that I know of that can do this are photons. Well, that's your problem. It's the only one you have a word for. That's right, because you have to steal all your shit from somebody else. But clearly magnetons and gravitons and there's probably electrons also can do exactly the same thing. But they're still not leaving anything. Says you again. It's just, you know, it's absolutely superfluous to sit there and say you need to create some sort of board that these things have to function on. It just doesn't matter. You don't need it. So why create this unnecessary hardware? A dead ether is like a non-existent ether. It's completely useless. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't make the thing any more viable as an explanation. It is completely superfluous, like God. There are all around us. It's what we call empty space. It's not necessarily in space, but even you walking through it, ether, ether, ether. Again, I wouldn't be able to walk through it. That's the whole point. If it's not active and kinetic, there's no way you could get through it without there being friction, jackass. And again, so there's just no explanation of what this ether does and how it changes when it's in the form of matter. No explanation for how this energy that can go traveling through the ether, how it got from point A to point B, how it got manifested in the form of matter in the first place. Just absolutely nothing. So, superior mind, why I don't know, why are you doing this? I mean, why would you comment to an idiot, a Tesla kook? Anyway, the energy is past, directed, yes. Manifesting the interactions we detect. The energy is past, directed, yes. So again, you don't believe then in particle physics. You think it all requires there to be some sort of dominoes, and you have to knock the domino over and the domino pops right back up again. Some kind of crap like that. Some kind of mechanism where you have to somehow the space has to do something. The little square has to do something. But there's no something. It's just the square tells the square next to it to do something, and that square tells the square next to it to do something. Shit. I think we can still get away with saying I think we can still get away with saying if flies out and hits though. Whatever. Look, it's kinetic. Kinetic is what makes the whole thing possible, okay? The ether nothing can make any sense unless you can do this kinetic thing, where you can make stuff go through, like two light beams, you can shine them through each other. Where you can have energy not affecting energy. You have to have some mechanism where that's possible. There's no mechanism in this ether shit. And I've already explained the mechanism. It's frequency and polarization. I've given you it as dirt simple as you could goddamn make it. There's a goddamn thing. It goes to the speed of light. It can be polarized and it can come to a frequency. And that's it. And a frequency isn't even something it's doing. It's something a bunch of them are doing. So the thing itself really only is one thing. It moves the speed of light and it has polarization. That's it. I can't give it to you any fucking simpler. And here you're playing this game. It's just a misleading conceptual expression of the event. I don't even know what that means. It's misleading to say photons are discrete particles that move from point A to point B at the speed of light, and that they move there by interacting with other things like themselves. So the actual same one doesn't get there because there is an ether, quote unquote, but the ether is an active field of energy. It is not a dead field, it's an active field. And that's what's creating gravity. Duh! I mean, again, where's this stupid Tesla shit? Where are you explaining all the energy for gravity? Where are all those waves coming from, you stupid cunts? The fabric isn't a statically configured fabric either. Well, again, so it's not this ether, in my humble opinion. In my opinion. Yeah, so why... He's saying, yeah, I know. He's agreeing with you, idiot. But that you're just, because of the way you worded that, I guess he doesn't even understand that. He doesn't understand that ether is dead. You're saying it's not dead. If it were in any way node constrained, energy would not have a fixed speed in any direction. Well, I think it still could, because you could just argue that that's how long it takes for this perturbation to go through the ether nodes. It's an averaging interactive ether that works to sustain a state of equilibrium. It doesn't work to sustain it. Clearly you can unequal the equilibrium. But again, the trick of this whole thing is clearly the universe couldn't care less. But the only part that lacks equilibrium is the element of polarization. You only see the ether when it's polarized. That's when it's in the form of electricity or magnetism or gravity or some other thing. Well, gravity not. I mean, all these parts that we see are related to polarizing some element of the ether. Like a laser beam is just polarizing gravity or ether that was already moving in that direction. It's just labeling things. But the labels are conservative. You only have so many labels going this way and so many labels going that way and that way and that way. So you have to filter the labels out of some other place to put them on your laser beam. My very unpopular and possibly quite solitary opinion, well, I don't really see, I'm really not doing this so wackos can show up and tell me how Mohammed is God. I mean, I'm just really not interested. Either you counter-argue my theory, or fuck off. I'm really not interested in your stupid cunt jackass nonsense. Solitary opinion, there is likely no bottom to the ether's mechanics. I mean, it's just, wow. So I'd give it to you as simple as possible, and you're going to say, oh no, but the Hoobies still are living on the dust speck, and they still have a big Hoobie cities and do all this stuff to make the photon, and there's no, I think it's obvious there's a bottom. I think there's obvious that there's a top. There's mechanisms that won't allow certain things to manifest any further, and it's clearly as the scale increases, function changes because of these dynamics, because you still have to preserve. It's like my argument against this whole fucking bullshit singularity fabric of bent crap argument of this infinite source of gravity shit. The problem is that there isn't an infinite source, and that the gravity is the thing fundamentally holding atoms together. So you can't have a huge black hole, because what you're essentially saying is I can block all of the force of the ether and the atoms don't explode. For every mechanism explained, another underlying mechanism is required. Why? I mean, I'm just saying, you get it down to a checkerboard, and then you're saying there's a checkerboard under the checkerboard making the checkers and making the board. Why? Because you want it to be or something? There's no reason why. You made it as simple can be. You're not going to get any simpler. You're not going to get a simpler fractal somewhere, so why just let it go, asshole? I would also doubt any size limit to the universe also. Blah, 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 blah. It seems illogical. Well, it seems illogical to think that mechanisms that are tuned, that are dependent, that you can just say, well, I can do anything I want. No, you can't. I'm open to changing my mind. Well, I'm not interested, okay? Fuck. I mean, you're just not getting it. I have a little bit of a mission here, a purpose. My purpose is to have my theory tested. My purpose isn't to waste my time testing your silly theories. That's really not the agenda here. Now, if you want to go to some place where that happens fairly or something, where for every argument I do disputing your nonsense, you give me something in return, something like a rational counter-argument, well then fine. But I'm not here to waste my time on your fucking bullshit Mohammed theories or your other mishy-mushy crap. Fuck. I mean, really, do videos so I can waste your time talking about erroneous mush. And it's, especially on this video. This video had a subject, you jackasses. Okay, a clear subject. Gravitational waves and the theory of relativity. You're not on the fucking subject of the video. Or the points made in the video. So you're not even respecting the fucking subjects of the goddamn videos. So, goodbye. Fuck you. Fuck you. Whoops. Wrong guy. Sorry, can't undo that. He had some Bohm thing or something. Some fucking quantum mechanics shit. It's not even... There's no quantum theory in any definable form. It doesn't exist as a definable thing. It's bizarre. I delete one comment and everything disappears. Where the hell do the other comments go? That is fucked up. Reload the comments and see what pops back up. But I don't really understand how that happened. Yeah. I delete one comment and the reply comments also disappear now? That is weird. I delete one comment by one person and the other comment made by the same person also disappears? That's really fucked up too. Yeah, I can't really understand. Okay, this is another thing I just can't stand. Quantum levitation locking. I mean, it's just not enough description of these fucking cunt videos. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just really irritating. Oh, here's a couple of links. Oh, video is unavailable. Well, brilliant, fuckhead. So, yeah, goodbye to that comment. Yes, please do remove that one. Fuck. You know, I'm sick of people putting things in the spam category that don't really belong there. See, this is how you do it. You want to put a link in, well then you explain what the link is. This video shows a scaled down version of lasers infrared apparatus physicists supposedly used to measure gravitational waves in action. You're going to love this. They actually claiming they are measuring an interference pattern similar to the double slit experiment. Well, that's just nonsense. It beautifully demonstrates a complete joke this experimental technique truly is. It's like a seismograph made out of old single slit experiment. Question remains, can it really meaningfully measure a movement 1/100th of the diameter of a proton? Yeah, well, I mean, you know, to have a phase shift, you're talking about a diameter that's almost you're getting into the, you know, the realm of millimeters. I mean, it is a laser. I don't know what they're using. I mean, it's probably not an invisible light laser. I mean, it's probably not like a blue laser or something. So you're talking to end up with a diffraction pattern, you're gonna have to end up with huge phase shift, which has to be an awful lot thicker than a frickin' proton. To get a phase shift, I mean, to get a diffraction pattern, you would have to be shifting the frequency, not what's the word, not wavelength, the period. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. But you have to have a shift, a huge shift. I don't think so. In order to measure something, you need a measuring device that has considerably finer resolution than the thing being measured. I've exercised due diligence trying to find an explanation for how exactly the actual nano measurement is made by analyzing and analyzed, and I can't find anything that even attempts to explain it. Well, clearly it doesn't. It's clearly bullshit if they're saying they have more than a wavelength of shift in the, why can't I think of the word? I just used it a minute ago. Fuck. Well, anyway, I mean, obviously they can't, you know, that's huge distances. I mean, you were talking like a half a millimeter. I mean, that's, you know, a lot bigger than the thousandth of a proton. Yeah. This doesn't make any sense at all. Alright, so we approve that comment. Dark mattering physicist attempts he's a hack. Admits he's a hack. Oh, that'll be interesting. Gary walks naked and blah blah swinging balls and such, yes. A math question is a scribble on a piece of paper. Whatever. I'm so sick of poetry as arguments. Have you seen these? You know, why do you have this expectation I would do this? Unknown asshole leaves me links. I should care. I should waste time. I don't have anything better to do with my life. I just hate that shit. Okay. So, back to posted comments. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I just don't know where those, like I said, how does it wipe out all of the comments? That's just really strange. I'll go to the actual video and see if I can find a reason for this. See what's on the video. It just wiped out both. I don't know how it did that. But fine. This guy says doing the video. I don't know what that means. Doing the video. I guess it's some joke thing. I don't like jokes much. Thank you very much. So anyway, so Numbly Numb did post some, you know, unfortunate. They have Einstein's 1939 article arguing against gravitational waves. And yeah, but you can't read it for free. You know, well, you have to register. You know, I'm not doing that. The whole article. But anyway, he did include it here in the last paragraph how the whole thing is going to create a lot of problems because, yes, it's all this velocity shit. And you can't do that. Anyway, I mean, you know, Einstein knew that collecting velocity was that's really one of the biggest deals happening in the universe is, you know, trying to, you know, big things collecting velocity in one direction is very difficult to do because it just isn't that easy to do because it has to collect an awful lot of stuff moving in one direction. It has to collect velocity. Velocity has to be collected. You can't just get it for free. It has to be collected. And if you collect it from gravity, it's conservative. That is, whatever you collect, you're going to have to give back when you leave. So how do you do this half the speed of light collecting thing? How are you going to give that back? If you gave it away. If you burned 3 solar masses. You know, this doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so, yeah, so now we're down to 1 comment. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Until next time and such. Still, that's just bizarre. I mean, there were 2 separate comments. How we deleted 1? How did both of them disappear? And then where did the response by Superior Mind go? Very strange. I hate the whole comment thing. I hate that you can't just go to the comment page like the old days. You could just go to the comment page, and you can't do that anymore. I mean, these are things that just don't, you know, there's a reason they're doing it, but you're saying, I wonder what the reason is. I mean, my Android won't play the videos in the lowest resolution. I can't, you know, it says, you know, it gives you the option to play them in HD. Of course, I've unchecked that. But it doesn't give you the option to say, no, just get it, and get the crappiest version possible, because, yeah, my Wi-Fi connection obviously isn't good enough because it's taken 17 years to play a video, you fucking cunts. So, I mean, YouTube can't do their stupid app correctly. And then why would you force people to watch the video if all they want to do is read the comments? Why are you forcing them to load a video? What sense does that make? You're just throwing away the bandwidth for no good reason whatsoever? It just doesn't, you know, how do we make sense out of that? I just can't figure out what the plan is. You could put ads on the comment page. You even have more room. You could put a big giant ad where the video used to be. But why reload a video when I don't want to watch the video? I just don't, I can't, you know. This shit is sort of important. I mean, the world should make a little bit of sense once in a while. How does that get explained? What possible advantage could YouTube have in forcing me to watch a video I don't want to watch? Forcing me to hit pause. Stop that fucking thing. Why would they force me to do that? Like I said, if they want to display ads, go ahead. Put ads on the damn comment page. I don't give a fuck. But don't force me to play a video I don't want to play. Don't force me to waste bandwidth I don't want to waste. Anyway. I just hate this planet. It's not a good thing. Hating the planet you're on is not a good thing. Fucktards everywhere.